People talk about Wagyu beef like it's one thing, but it's not. It's like an entire world. So let's dive into all the different varieties of Wagyu beef, from Japanese A5 to American F1 Cross to Australian full blood, right? There's a lot more variety than I think a lot of people realize. So think of it like wine. There's regions, there's genetics, there's feeding programs, and it all creates like all these totally different flavors. So stick around. In this video, we're going to break down a lot of the different varieties of Wagyu beef. And if you love Wagyu beef, subscribe to this channel so we can keep having all these conversations. Now let's get into it. Okay, so if you're new to this channel and you don't know what Wagyu beef is, Wagyu actually translates to Japanese cow. The Wa, Japanese, the Gyu is cow or cattle, okay? And there's 4 different breeds of these Japanese cattle. There's the Japanese black, the red, the shorthorn, and the polled. Now, most of the stuff you see in the US is going to be the Japanese black, but the red, or the Akaushi, as it's also called, is really starting to make a little push here. We're talking a lot more people about the Akaushi, so it's pretty exciting. But those are the 4 breeds, so just remember it means Japanese cow, so it's a cow from Japan with just amazing genetics that we'll get into. All right, so the levels of Wagyu beef. You have full blood, purebred, and F1 cross. So I love it. Full blood, 100% Wagyu genetics. So if you're eating A5 in Japan, that is full blood Wagyu 100%. Okay, that means it's never been crossed with anything else. There's also full blood in the United States and full blood in Australia and full blood all over the world. It just means that that cow has never been crossed and it is 100% Wagyu genetics. Okay, traceable lineage all the way back to Japan. Highest marbling potential, all that, like the top of the top, the most luxurious, okay? Then the level below that is going to be the purebred. That means that it's been crossed along the way with an Angus or a Hereford or something like that, but it's brought mostly back to Wagyu, okay? So it's been back to, bred again with full bloods and full bloods and full bloods. So it's about 93.75% Wagyu genetics. Still unbelievable. Not 100, but still just awesome. Really tender, not going to be as marbled as like the A5 and the full bloods, but an awesome eating experience. And then you've got the F1 cross, and that's probably the most popular here, and probably going to be the most popular, I think, in the world here pretty soon, because it's just such a great eating experience. So it's 50% Wagyu genetics and 50% another genetics, okay? Generally, it's Angus just to make it easy, but you could do Hereford or Charolais. I mean, there's Jersey we're seeing as well. We'll talk about some of those crosses. But it's 50% Wagyu, 50% other. All right, so they've already now, we're starting to get into like a bunch of different crosses. Oh, I thought that it was just A5. I thought Wagyu only meant A5. No, it means it's all about the genetics, right? So you can have full blood, you can have purebred, you can have the F1 cross. So you have a bunch of different eating experiences with amazing Wagyu beef. Okay, let's dive into a little bit of the F1 crosses a little bit more, because I really like that, and I feel like people are going to start seeing that a lot more. Okay, so you got the Wagyu and Angus cross, right? That's a great cross. That's your standard cross. Angus they're just awesome beasts. They grow really well in the United States. It's what we have. Like if you're in the US, you're probably going to get that Wagyu Angus cross. But there's also like a Holstein cross. You could do a Jersey cross, which I just had, which is that milk cow Jersey. Oh my God, dude, it was one of the greatest crosses I've had in a while. That was super tender. You could do Charolais and Limousine and things like that, but it's generally you're gonna probably start to see that Angus a lot more. But that means that it's 50% Wagyu and 50% Angus. So you get the best of both worlds, right? You get that Wagyu butteriness and you get that Angus beefiness. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to show you that it's not just gonna be A5 in a super nice expensive restaurant, right? There's so many different eating experiences. All right, so let's hop into another one. Okay, so remember, there's 4 different breeds of Wagyu cattle. There's the black, the red, the shorthorn, and the polled. So What if you had a Japanese black and a Japanese red cross? So now you have the Japanese black, which is typically more of a marbled, carcass, and then the red is a little bit leaner, maybe still awesomely marbled and tender, but higher in maybe monounsaturated fats. So now you're getting that black and red cross. So you see where I'm kind of going here is you're thinking it's just A5, but I've just told you that we have the full blood, the purebred, the F1 cross. We can cross it with Angus. We can cross it with Jersey. We could do a Japanese black. We could do a Japanese red. So I'm trying to explain to you that there's so many different types and different flavors that it is like wine. There's different regions and flavors and all this stuff. It's not just the super high-end $300 a pound. You can get maybe a Japanese black, red, full-blood cross, like a Terrace Major for maybe $25 a pound, which is going to be an amazing experience. So I want you to start to think about all these different crosses and all these different types of Wagyu instead of just thinking about A5 when you hear the term Wagyu beef. So let's throw another wrinkle into here, okay? So remember, Wagyu beef, not just A5. We have the crosses. We have the different types of cattle, the black, the red, the shorthorn, the polled. We have the purebred, the full blood. Now let's think about this. What about where it's raised? So it could be raised in Japan, right? It could be raised in Australia, which has huge grassy plains, and sometimes, when I'm eating an Australian Wagyu, sometimes I can actually taste that terroir a little bit. It can be raised in the United States, okay, where we try to raise more of a beef forward for the American steakhouse diet, right? So it kind of just depends on where it's raised that you can throw that last wrinkle in there. So walk with me here. You could have a full-blood black and red crossed Wagyu beef that was raised in Australia that's going to taste completely different from an F1 cross Wagyu Jersey cow raised in the United States, which is going to taste a lot different from 100% full-blood Japanese black A5 cow raised in Japan. Okay, so at the end of the day, I want you to understand there's so many different crosses and so many different styles, and not just to get hung up on the one A5, $300 steak at, your super fancy steakhouse or some celebrity steakhouse in LA. Like that's not what Wagyu is. That's a great steak, don't get me wrong, but there's so many more varieties out there. It's like wine. It's like saying, oh, there's only amazing Chateauneuf-du-Pape wine. There's only the best champagne in the world, and that's the only time I'll ever drink. Well, no, there's some really good $12 to $15 to $20, $25 bottles of wine out there that you can have a great eating or drinking experience with. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want you to think of A5 as just Wagyu as just A5. I want you to think of Wagyu as it's the genetics, the cow. Where is it raised? Has it been crossed with anything? What type of Wagyu is it? Is it a black? Is it a red? Is it a shorthorn? Is it a polled? So there's so many different ways we can cross that Wagyu and we can get that Wagyu to the plate to get it to taste differently. So go out there and experiment with a bunch of different types. Don't just get the A5, get some Australian. Maybe you like that. Maybe you like some Australian F1 cross. Maybe you like an Australian purebred. Maybe you like a US full blood. Maybe you like a US F1 cross. Maybe you like a F1 cross red Wagyu that's been raised in Texas. There's so many different types versus maybe a full blood Wagyu raised in Eastern Washington in the United States. So what I'm trying to say is, get out there. Don't be scared by the price tag of the A5, because there's so many different levels and so many different ranchers and producers out there figuring out how to make different crosses that are gonna, satiate different palates. And that's what I love about Wagyu, is you can experiment with that, and it's all good. It's all going to be tender. Generally, it's all going to be above prime. It's going to be some of the best steak you've ever had, and there's just going to be some different variations. So just like wine, kind of treat it like wine. Have a little bit here, have a little bit there. Try it from Japan, try it from Australia, try it from Brazil, try it from the US. There's so many different types and variations that you can kind of pick your own. So list maybe your favorite cross in the comments, and if you like this content, please subscribe, please share it with somebody, because we really want to keep having these great Wagyu conversations. We want to answer your guys' questions. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer every single one, read every single comment, and go out there and stay meat curious, guys, and enjoy some freaking awesome Wagyu. And don't be scared by the price, because you can get so many different variations for so many different prices. So go out there and try to find something unique and list it in the comments, because I want to know what you guys are eating. Peace.